Hello everyone. Before we get started with this video, I just want to wish you a happy Halloween month. If you enjoy my channel and you enjoy this video, please like and share. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel, because if you don't, instead of getting a treat,
you're gonna get a trick.
Have you ever looked at someone and immediately just had a bad feeling about that individual? Like you don't have to talk to them or get to know them. You just look at them and tell something is just off. That's how I felt when I looked at Victor. Now, I'm a type of person that don't like judging a book by its cover. I always have to get to know someone before I judge them, but sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes when you look at someone, you can tell when something is off. I really wish I could have just followed through with those feelings and never trusted him. But I tried to be a better person and try to give him a chance. A mistake that I will live to regret every single day. So this happened 3 years ago. I was working at a convenience store, and usually I'm there by myself all the time, and my shift is from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. On this particular night, my manager told me that there was a new guy that was going to be coming in and working with me from the 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. I wouldn't be working alone, which I liked the idea of that. I hated working that entire shift by myself, and sometimes it gets really busy and I don't have no one else to help me out, from maybe occasionally an assistant manager or two, but besides that, I'm usually working by myself. So that particular night, that's when my manager introduced me to a guy named Victor. He looked it strange. When I first looked at him, I felt like something was off. He was a heavyset dude who had wet stringy hair and glasses on. He smiled, but when he smiled at me, something about his smile made me felt very uncomfortable, but I tried to brush it off. Later, as the shift began, my manager left, and it was just me and the new guy, Victor. I showed him everything that was supposed to be done and showed them all the ropes. Afterwards, I was taking up the cash register, helping out customers while he was in the middle of stocking items in the convenience store and some frozen stuff in the back of the store. Once the rush settled down, I was on my phone taking a break when I felt someone staring at me. I looked up and I noticed Victor was just watching me. It seemed kind of odd. So I asked him, "Hey, Victor, you okay? You need me to help you with something?" "No, I'm good," he responded in a robotic voice. I went back to looking on my phone, and then 15 minutes had passed. I looked up, and I nearly almost dropped my phone. Victor was just standing there, by the counter where I was at, looking at me. And then he had a bag of chips and an energy drink with him. "I'm gonna pay for these," he said to me as he put the chips and the energy drink on the counter. I rung it up for him, and afterwards he went into the break room. I couldn't help but to feel unsettled by the way he stared at me. He looked at me like he was a tiger or some kind of bear staring down at his prey before he ate me. I left it alone, but once again I started to have that weird feeling about Victor, that something was way off with him, and I couldn't suppress the feeling anymore. I kept my eyes on him because he seemed off to me. The way he acted, the way he moved, the way he talks, it's just something about him. I really didn't want to be one of those people to judge someone based off how they look and how their appearance are, but this guy, I could just feel it. He was very wrong. Something was not right with him. Not everything is what it seems when it comes to this Victor person. But a couple hours had passed, and me and Victor's shift was up. I was trying to hurry and catch the bus. It was the last bus that runs that would take me back to my place, and it ran out here by my job. It was very convenient too, because there was a bus stop right there in front of the store. As I was about to make my way over there, that's when I saw the bus, and it had passed up that bus stop, and that was the last one for the night. "Oh, fuck! Come on!" I said as I was very pissed off that I missed the bus. That's when Victor came up behind me. and suggested something. You missed your bus. I can give you a ride home if you need one. At first, I hesitated. I didn't really know nothing about this Victor guy. This was our first time working together, and I really didn't feel comfortable getting inside of a car of someone I barely even knew. I was about to tell him no, but then I thought about it, especially as I heard thunder off in the distance. I was thinking about just walking, thinking that it'll be about an hour worth of walking and I can get home, and plus I thought maybe I could use the exercise, but that's when it started to rain, and I didn't want to be out and all of that, and so I had to make the choice to let Victor give me a ride. But looking back on that, I would have rather just walked out in the rain and thunder instead of taking a ride from him after what happened. I guess so, yeah. I'll tell you where to drop me off at. It's not far from here. He walked me towards his car, and the minute I got inside of his car, that's when I noticed a very foul smell. It smelled like wet dog and rotting meat. I tried everything not to hurl. His car was very old. It was dirty and very disgusting. I tried not to look around too much in his car to prevent me from gagging and wanting to retch. It was just very dirty. There was leftover sandwich on the floor, chips and soda cans everywhere. It was just dirty, not to mention the smell that was protruding from the car. Sorry about the mess, Victor said to me. Oh, that's not a problem. It's fine, I get it, I said. But I knew I was lying. It was a huge problem. But at this point, he was my only ride home. As we kept on driving, I noticed that smell again. It was getting stronger and stronger, and it got to the point it was so unbearable that I could feel the bile coming up through my throat. I tried everything in my power not to throw up in the guy's car. That's when I hesitated, but then I finally had to ask, "Hey Victor, I'm not trying to be nosy or anything, but your car, man, I don't mind the dirt and everything, but your car, it smells like something died in here. What? I don't know if you noticed it, but I'm not gonna lie, it's making me feel kind of queasy right now, and I don't want to get sick in your car." And what Victor said next would send me into a total panic, trying everything in my power to escape the car, despite him locking all the doors and still driving. He said in the most calm voice, like it was something completely normal, "Oh, that's just my neighbor I killed, and her 3 cats. She was getting on my nerves, and plus, she kept on having her cats poop on my rug in front of my apartment door. So I got pissed off and I killed her. That's why I decided to take you with me. I decided to give you a lift, because before I take you home, you're gonna help me dump her body. Is that okay with you?" It felt like my tongue just got caught in my throat. It took me a few seconds to realize what this man was saying. He just admitted to me that he murdered someone. Oh, I see, Victor, you got a sense of dark humor. Oh, that's really funny. You got me there, man. I'm not gonna lie. Woo, man, you're good, man. Your dark humor is something else. Who says that I'm lying? It's not a sense of dark humor. I'm gonna pull over here and I'll show you the body, he said to me in that calm robotic voice. He pulled over and I stepped out of the car, wanting to believe that the guy was just joking. But when he opened up the bag, it was a black trash bag. The smell was immense. It was so strong it felt like it was punching me up in my nostrils. He teared open the bag, and what I saw in that bag horrified me at first. It was an elderly woman's body, and it was her cats inside as well. The cats were dead, of course, but the elderly woman inside the bag, all of her limbs were chopped off, and her head was chopped off as well. It was a very gruesome sight. Well, it would have been if I wasn't too happy myself, because Victor lives in the same apartment complex that I live at, and the woman he murdered, her name was Miss Carol, and she was a very horrible human being. We always would get into disagreements and fights and everything. She would always call me names. She would throw cat poop and litter on my front door. I hated that bitch. So when I saw that Victor took her out, I smiled and I looked at him and I told him, "Wow, Victor, you done me a huge favor. I always wanted to kill that old hag. She's done nothing but complain, and she will throw feces at my front door of my apartment. I can't stand her. I'm not the only one, and you're not the only one. A lot of people don't like this woman. She complains, she does a lot of hateful things. You done us a huge favor by getting rid of her. So, I tell you what, Victor, I'm gonna help you bury her fucking body." "Wow, I appreciate that. Let's get started." Afterwards, we buried her body, and we never spoke about it again. Me and Victor became really good friends and brothers, and we had a lot more in common than I realized. I would say that Victor was a strange case, and he was off, but at the same time, so was I. I'm glad he got rid of that old hag.